go riding with the Rabbi.
Hello everyone, it's been a minute since we've done a Riding with the Rabbi, but I have a special guest from Israel, from Jaffa, Daniel Gradus. Daniel, how are you? Good morning.
I'm okay, thank you.
Thank you. So a lot of people in our shul, in our community, we know Daniel from Project 24, but really Daniel's been doing a lot of stuff for a long time. So maybe give us a little bit of history of, before we get to Project 24, like what did you do and how did you come to Project 24?
For many years I've been working with the Jewish community to try to help Israeli companies, people do this transition to the United States. When companies come here, they might have good products, but culture difference and to know the right people. And I've been trying through organizations I founded to help Israelis do the first good steps in the United States in terms of helping their businesses and helping them thrive here, because I lived here for 8 years and I sort of think I know how things work here.
Yeah, you said you grew up in London also a little bit?
I grew up in London.
That's where your English sort of accent comes from?
Yes, my father's British. My mom is Israeli. When I was 7-ish, my mom got fed up of England and of my father and took the both kids and went back to Israel.
So how confused are you? so let's get into so October 7th happens. So I remember that I don't know how soon after, but you came with Boo Boo
Yes.
To our shul, which was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about that kind of transformation of going from the business world now to the do-gooder world.
I think that when October 7 happened and still until today, at least to me, and I hope that everybody asks themselves what could they do to prevent, or what they can do now. In terms of prevent, it's easy to say I couldn't do nothing, but looking inside, I think that I would change something, and that is sort of putting a filter in it. For many years, my friends live down in the south, and rockets have been firing on their families, and I hear it in the news, and I continue drinking my espresso and going to business. And it's not like you always have to stop your life if something happens the other side of the world, but I promise myself I'll never go back to completely ignoring and hoping that things will just fix on their own. In the news in Israel, they call it, when the missiles were flying, they call it tiftufim, the drizzles.
Yeah.
So drizzles, okay, it's going to stop in a moment. It's not even heavy rain, but that's a missile on a kid's house. And even the news make it feel like tiftufim badarom, So from completely doing everything I can, which I'm doing in the last year and a half, to doing nothing, there's always a middle, I think. And that's what I learned. And I stopped everything I'm doing, and I started to use my skills and my ability to help, and created this project.
So one of the, aside from the great things that we have, which we'll share on the website when I post this, but we had this mega mission where we had our friends and family from Kibbutz Erez, and we had 27 members of Kibbutz Erez spent a week here with us, and I was just a small part of a much larger, I think it was 721 and 11 planes, and how many communities?
33 Jewish communities, 196 families.
And it was probably just a really easy thing to put together, right? It was like chick-chock, no problem, right?
Yes. So this idea came to me from my son, that he sort of gave me a different perspective. We see the world from our height, and it's like, sometimes in the movies they show you the perspective of the dog, where he looks in the house from the bottom. So for the kids, it's a different way they see the world. And he told me that in a situation like this, he would never let me leave the safe room. And that hit me, that we're speaking about the heroes, but they also have families they left in the safe room and they went out to fight that morning. And we decided not to put that door between them, and to make sure that those kids understand why their parents left the safe room to defend the community. So we took each person that left that morning, his family in the safe room, and went out to fight. We took him, his wife, and his family in one night to the United States, from 34 different kibbutzim and moshavim to 33 different Jewish communities in the United States. Like you said, 11 airplanes, more than 700 people, more than $1.6 million to raise in 4 months.
Wow.
And the beauty of it was that it was a huge project, but it was also a personal project. We matched every family with the right family in the United States in terms of age of kids and interest in religions and language, and so it was very very hard work, but very rewarding.
So there was about 300 some odd in Florida,
Yes,
and 400
and
here.
414 New York.
And in the tri-state area was New York, Connecticut. Was it Connecticut?
No, there was New York,
Long Island and Westchester?
Westchester, the city, Long Island, and you.
I mean, we were the only ones in New Jersey? Really? I didn't know that. I just, that. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yes,
So look, I know what it did for our community and how our community stepped up, and I think that we got much more out of it than our guests did. I really believe that. But now that you've had time to decompress a little bit and to process. So what have you been hearing from the participants about their visit here? Like, what did it do for them?
First of all, if we have this argument all the time of who got more out of it, that means we're in a good place.
Yeah.
And it's an argument. I feel that we started something. We call it a project, we call it a week over here, but it's like sort of a second date, I would say. It's not a first date, because when Jews meet each other, it's never a first date. It's always a second date. You know, somebody from somewhere, and things like that. But I think it's just the beginning. It's like when you put so many people together, I'm hearing again and again, every day in the office, we get evidence of relationships that just started, kids that became friends, parents that became friends, people visiting each other, people coming to each other for Shabbat dinner, for Pesach. It's started a movement of friendships and families, and we say in Hebrew, Zar lo yavin. No one can understand what it is in times like this to open your house for a family and have them for a full week. It's like in regular life, it's as if they stayed there for a year.
Right. I went back to Kibbutz Erez. It was less than 2 weeks after they were here. I was treated like a king over there. But it was family. That's what it really, really was. So, and our from our people, even though as much as we know or as much as we think we know, but hearing it and seeing the families together and seeing what they went through, and I keep saying it over and over. One of our guests said that they had these trust exercises where you lean back and somebody catches you. She said it at this beautiful Friday night dinner that we had, a Shabbat dinner with every 250 people. She said, for the first time in over a year, I felt like somebody caught me, which that really resonated with me. So I created a lot of momentum, and we were at the gala. The gala was amazing, and the videos and everything that took place. So what comes after that?
We're creating a documentary movie about the project now, which is not just to document what we did. It's like when you document an event or your wedding or something like that, you do it for your own purpose, to keep the memories. In this case, we're creating a documentary movie that we want and hope that will be shared in high schools and JCCs, maybe on streaming, on TV, because like I said, it's very hard to explain what we did, and I think it's the biggest pat on the back to the Jewish community for strangers to open their house for strangers, and for people in Israel to have so much trust that the house that they want to meet on the other side will be so welcoming. That a big leap of trust, and I think it's a big pat to the Jewish community, and I want to inspire people more to understand that in times like this, donations are important and projects are important, but being in the same room with people is what we need. So this documentary movie we're doing is important to show what we did and to set example, and at the minimum give hope to people.
It also breaks down barriers, because what we think about Israelis or what Israelis think about us. Sometimes we have a preconceived notion which just is so far off.
We'll have to drive to Connecticut if you want me to talk about that.
So I know you got a fair amount of press coverage, both here and especially in Israel.
Yes.
Did you get the attention of, let's say, the government or anybody like sort of more meaningful in that sense that you could bring this to the next level?
No. It's also part of my fault, if you could say.
You weren't doing enough.
I'm not that kind of guy. We raised more than $3 million this year for our projects, and around 2.8 million of them went into the projects themselves, went into the children, went into the I don't have social media. I don't. So every minute I spend is inside, is doing more projects. If I would be this person that is going to just raise the try to work with governments, things won't move as fast as we did things. We were speedboat this year, where we can't. It's sometimes confusing to describe what we did all year because it's different, and we're inventing the wheel every time with a new project. But on the other hand, that's what makes us unique. We listen to needs and we create things. I don't think it matches any government organization what we're doing.
Right, because that's the way our American way of thinking is. Okay, we see a great idea. We got to. How do we make it better? How do we make it global, so to speak? I mean, the truth is, now that you're going to be on this show, I mean, forget it. You're going to have to change your phone number probably because they're going to be old. Or not. So then, okay, so you have the mission, and hopefully we're almost done paying for it. And
almost.
So you were with us in our shul the other night, and you told us about some of your next ideas. Can you share with our audience some of the big ideas coming next?
Yeah. So first of all, we had a pilot last year of a project that we want to push forward, and that's something I want everybody to know about. We have a beautiful project that we call It's a Date. Which for me is symbolic for so many things. What we do is we sell wines here in the United States, and the profits from the wines go to take Israeli soldiers that served either in Gaza or Lebanon to dinner in Israel with their wife, with their girlfriend, mother-in-law, any relationships they need to fix. And it's a beautiful thing because you need wine here anyway for Shabbat, for celebration, for a gift. And while you do so, you're taking a well-deserved soldier to dinner in Israel in a restaurant that got hit by the situation. So we call it a wine situation. But I think also, if I can have another word about this, it's very important because we're speaking about me and you are sitting here today on a very tragic day, and everybody's not finding words to what happened in the last 24 hours. And
referring to the Bibas family.
Yes, and we say in Hebrew, "Bemotam tzivu lanu et hachaim." We say that all the time in funerals, and "Bemotam" is in their death, and "tzivu lanu et hachaim" is sort of they gave us a will to live, like a tzava'ah, a will. So when they died, they inherited us the right to live. But tzivu is also to command. And I always saw it as the first option, but lately I'm looking at tzivu lanu et hachaim as they commanding us to live. And I think that with all this pain, we have to drink wine, we have to smile, we have to do Shabbat.
Trust me, a lot coming tonight. Wait, you're maybe a frustrated rabbi, giving a Torah. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
If I tell some of my friends that I'm sitting with you in the car today, they'll be surprised.
Look at the barriers we are tearing down one by one. And also that you had mentioned that the restaurants chosen for the It's a Date are also restaurants that they've struggled because they don't have business and they are Miluim, something like that.
Yeah. So we call it, like I said, a wine situation. There's so many help in this circle of just you buying wine, and we sold close to $200,000 of wine in this pilot that we did, and we sent around 360 soldiers to dinner.
And Purim is coming up, and Pesach is coming up. The link will be in the bottom of this email.
Yes.
And you'll be able to just go and click on an order. Again, we're buying wine anyway, so you might as well buy through there.
Yes, and other than that, that's the idea, to create projects that will let Americans here sit and feel a bit less alone and do something, and feel that they're creating an impact in every simple things they're doing. So besides delegations that we continue doing and bringing people here to break barriers, to host, to get to know each other, we're also doing what we call these mirror projects, where you do something here and it creates an effect in Israel.
What spoke to me also is when we first met, and you were very, very insistent, which was, thank God, because we were bombarded, from my point of view, we were bombarded by requests. And you said, I just need 10 minutes, and I promise it's going to change the way you think about it. And you were right, is that it's not just about, we give, and we're very philanthropic. We give all the time to causes, and I'm always asking people for money to give to causes. This wasn't about giving to causes. It was about, well, here's something that you're going to need, or here's something you're going to do anyway. Let's find a way to create this symbiotic relationship. That's a new word you could add to your vocabulary, symbiotic, which means it's for both of us. It's an ecosystem that has both of us. What are the three words you can't pronounce, you said? Entrepreneur. Massachusetts. My wife and son are in Massachusetts right now.
Yeah, and there was another one I'll tell you in a moment. Yeah.
That's good. But at least you're consistent. But when you say what we're doing is we're not.
The one in the
sanction?
Where you do the tefillot, sanctuary.
Oh, sanctuary. Yes.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
When we have too many R's.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. But we're doing something for us also. So we're buying something we would buy, and a lot of your projects revolve around that. And tell me a little bit about this, the young businessmen that are going into different fields or whatever, and how we want to sort of also further break down some barriers between Chul and Haaretz.
So there's a lot of movements in Israel now with kids, people coming out of the army and looking at what we left them and saying that they want to build a different Israel. Those people are going through some courses that are teaching them how to do social impact, and instead of going into high tech, instead of going into business, they want to do things, maybe businesses, but things that will change Israel. They're going into politics. So there's a group of people that put themselves a task to rebuild Israel in different ways in terms of the society and in terms of economics and in terms of things. We want to take them a moment before they go into the professional life and make sure that they know that they have the cousins and brothers over here, because sometimes in Israel it's too far away and they don't know how much the Jews here are just anxious to be involved and to help, and we want them to know that it's a tool in their toolbox. What we're going to do is bring 40 of them this May to the United States and split them between Jewish communities, and each one of these young adults will spend 4 days with a certain rabbi in a community, and another 4 days with another certain rabbi in a community. And the reason we're switching them between different kinds of Judaism, Reform, Conservative, Modern Orthodox, is because we also wanted them to come back knowing the Jewish community over here, and not only looking at it as donation or something, knowing who guys you are. And I think it's the first delegation ever coming out of Israel that Israelis are supposed to come here, shut up and listen, versus sell something or do asbara or something like that. And
Sony guts!
Yeah, there's so much to learn from how you guys see Judaism, pluralism, different kinds of Judaism, how everybody can find its place. And in Israel it's not like this, and I'm not trying to educate anybody or make anybody change the way they believe or practice, but I want them to know that there's other things, and those other things are part of our community, versus you have to push them away, which sometimes is happening. So this is a win-win also, because it's on one hand you will help this Israeli kid when he comes to your congregation get to know people, and when he's back in Israel he wants to do his projects, you can be his mentor and you can help him. On the other hand, when you come to Israel, you will have another friend here that one day might be the president and one day might be a mayor, and strengthens the relationships between Judaism and the diaspora to Israel.
It's brilliant, because I'm always looking for ways, and my whole rabbinate I've kind of practiced of how we can bridge those gaps. And so I'll go back to our Shabbat dinner we had with Kibbutz Erez. It's a little sad actually that something like that wouldn't happen in Israel. That we have all these members from a secular kibbutz, not a dati kibbutz, coming to a modern Orthodox synagogue for Friday night dinner, and it was one of the most beautiful events we ever had in our shul's history. And everybody came as they were, and they realized, hey, this is doable, it's palatable, and nobody's stuffing anything down my throat, and we could just enjoy the beauty of our company and the beauty of Shabbat. It was really something special. How do you come up with all these ideas? Is it just like run around your head and you gotta like grab one and run with it and let the other ones kind of percolate there? Like, how does that work with you? Your whole life you've been like that.
Yes. I think. First of all, thank you. I think in a way that is creative. I didn't finish high school. I'm Yud Aleph was the last class I was. I didn't go to college. I didn't study in university. I think that this sort of helped me not be shaped to a way of doing things.
Okay.
I had some business transactions that people told me that you don't study the way you did this transaction in school. So I think being you call it street smart or something.
Yes.
creates ways that there's always a solution to do something. So I know how to do math, but not regular math of putting people together, and one plus one is 3, but with feelings and with hearts. I've been doing it all my life in different places. It's creativeness that comes to understanding what people want and what people want here, and just giving them the confidence that if we put them together. And it also comes with the fact that I know how to motivate people, because I'm coming with all my heart to do this, so people trust me, and you stand here, come here a moment, we'll talk to him, and it works.
And you're very mission driven. I mean, there's people that have the best educations in the world, but they don't know how to talk to somebody. they have no idea what to do with it.
Yes, I think but it's also interesting to analyze why is that happening. Why can I motivate people like this? And I think that's a whole different discussion. But I think most of it comes with the fact that I lead by example in the way that I'm all in and invested in it on my own. And
I mean, you dropped your whole business model and switched gears, and you're doing this other thing. And I'm going back to the business model, God willing, because we got one to sustain the other. But I mean, you motivated me. You motivated our congregation, our whole community, and you should just be blessed with continued success. And you inspire us. You really do. With any time you've spoken to anyone that is connected in our networks, it's always been inspirational because we see firsthand that what you're really doing. Like you said, you lead by example, and we're proud to know you. We're proud to be partners of yours, and I encourage everyone to sign up. Again, the minimum of $24 to become a member of Project 24. I think we can handle that. That's like 1.5 cups of coffee at Starbucks. So,
yeah, but it also the minimum to become a member is $24. But honestly, we need help to continue running. I always say in my presentations that Americans like to show off
24 times high.
Yeah, there you go. Americans like to show off with multiplies of 18, right? So show us that you can multiply 18.
Okay.
No, but the bottom line is that all these donations that are coming to us are 10 times X, because if you help us continue running, we're creating thousands of other things. It's not like going into one place. $100 goes doesn't mean $100. $100 means we can open another wine project and then help thousands of people. So,
and then you'll see on the website the ripple effect.
Yes, exactly.
Is written there. So
exactly.
Anyway, I really appreciate you taking the time to spend with me, and we wish you much hatzlacha, bracha. And look, we should just continue to do good things together for Klal Yisrael, Medina Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael, everyone that needs us, because it takes a village, as they say, and when you and I work together and we get other people to work together, we can make good things happen. So really, I'm really told you, I'm just filming.
No, I want to thank you. You sort of said that it took time to get to your attention. It did take time to get your attention. And you said I was persuasive or I was insistent.
Yes.
But I will give it to you that the moment I did get you on the phone, you got it in a minute. You understood in a minute that I'm coming from a different direction, and you opened your heart, your home, your congregation, and I thank you for that.
All right, we'll continue to do so. Anyway, so great to have you here in Chul. We'll see you, God willing, in Israel. Maybe we'll do part 2 in Israel. That'd be great. You could drive me in your car.
It's a bit more dangerous, but
yeah, I know. But, anyone who drives in Israel is dangerous. But everybody, again, please take a look. Project 24. You'll see it, and then of course we'll be mega partners, God willing, and we'll do great things together. So we'll see you here next time. Thank you.